And Shazam.
Mm.
Good afternoon, Eileen.
Good afternoon. Can get this back on again.
I decided I was preparing stuff for tonight and for next week.
Get this
Next
back.
week's going to be interesting. We're going to do something I haven't done before, and that's we're going to have
I
the Bricklink
decided I was
stores.
preparing stuff
Okay, am I
for
on
tonight
twice?
Uh oh.
Hold on.
next week. Next week's gonna be interesting. We're gonna do something I haven't done before, and that's we're gonna have the Bricklink stores
Okay, am I on
tonight.
twice?
Oh,
There. I just,
Let's see. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, I think I just have a double whammy on there. Sorry
Very
about that.
nice. No problem. We're
So
good.
when are you gonna go see Elton? You know who I mean in Paris? Brad. His name just left me for a second. When you go back to Paris?
Oh, when am I going back to Paris? It could be a while. I don't have anything on hold right now.
Mm,
Actually, it might depend on what he announces tonight. So he's going to be on New Bricks tonight. He's got an
okay.
announcement, and depending on what he announces, might determine the next time I go see him. And then him and about 10 or 15 Bricklink stores, we're going to be streaming next Saturday for at least an hour. We're going to call it a roundtable. And all these
Okay.
Bricklink stores are going to talk and tell us what they do and how they problem solve their problems, because they do have a lot of unique problems running Lego stores. And I've been wanting to do this ever since I started that Facebook group, and it's been very hard because a lot of the stores are very private people, but they're also
Yeah.
very secretive because they feel very competitive. Some of them really do it to make money and pay their bills, so they don't necessarily want to give away any secrets. But hopefully, there's
So that,
enough interesting people who will talk about what they do and how they do it.
that's, yeah, I might be up in Paris in 2 weeks.
Oh
Going up
wow!
for, going up for a visit.
I mean, I'll know more after tonight. And then generally, I make plans like once a week because it is a far trip and just gas has been brutal. But
It's definitely the thing. I'm gonna go up to Kitchener and
mhm,
go in that way. My friend's gonna pick me up in Cambridge. Because to get from Toronto to Brantford is a
yep,
nightmare.
yeah.
Like you have to take about five different options to
I
get
know
there.
the next time I go out there, I'm going to be very careful about my route back. Well, I mean, that route that I took back from his place, that was a one off just because I was heading to that antique store, um, which is why I got stuck on that road and my tires popped. And
What highway?
I'm
What
convinced
radio
that's a
is it?
I'm convinced that's a trap set by tow truck drivers to try and catch people because you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're in a dip where there's no cell phone service, and it's like if you can't handle yourself, you're in trouble. But no one passed me that whole time. It was so scary. Not like
What?
Toronto. If you pull over for anything, there's always someone there within a minute. I mean, it's sticking their
You
nose
must
in
have
and
been out on the back roads then, were you?
yeah, it was. I had taken. I mean, it was a fast road. I mean, it was still an 80K road, but going from his place to, I guess, the edge of Hamilton. No, free lane, Freelton, Freelton.
Okay.
That's where I was heading, and the most direct route, according to the GPS, is what I drove, and it was a beautiful road and quiet and mostly straight, and with that snowstorm that I was in that day, and it was really scary with no one coming by and no cell service. That's what scared me more, not having my
Yeah.
phone.
And I think I know exactly where you were because I know those quiet roads. Yeah.
So you've got your new sets. Are you building anything soon, or are you
I'll
gonna?
probably, but right now I'm having hand problems.
Oh
So
no!
the Lego will make it worse. So I've got to wait for it to kind of calm down again. I don't know. It's arthritis, but I think I've got carpal tunnel now. The joys of getting older.
I had the oddest pain in my left hand earlier today, but I don't know if it's arthritis kicking in or if it's something else. Because right now I'm with dropping some weight, my inflammation's way down, so I'm not feeling aches or pains in a lot of places I normally would. But I had the worst shooting pain in my hands earlier, but I was using the cell phone a lot, so I don't know. This
Well,
phone's very heavy.
basically, this thing is throbbing 24/7 right now. And I even
Oh,
tried to take some muscle spasms pills
yep.
I hadn't taken for a while. Yeah, they may have been a little outdated, and I was still drawn by it right now.
Oh no.
So, but I bought it at Walmart. I'm sick of ordering it from Lego and then waiting 6 weeks to get it. So I'm getting to the point where screw the points. I just want what I want.
I mean, normally I don't mind waiting for stuff as long as I'm not in the middle of the build, but
But
it's
still, wait.
frustrating to wait.
I got my little pieces that I ordered, and I finally remembered what I ordered them for. And yeah,
But you still
well,
need that red piece for the
yeah, I
camera,
still
right?
need the red piece. It still hasn't come, even though they said they sent it, and that was the
Yeah.
end of
And the
January.
only one that came close was actually the wrong part, which would do you no good.
Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is, and I gotta probably start packing this up in March. I have to start packing on my Lego up
Um,
because I'm not leaving it behind.
no,
Taking my Lego with me.
this is
Yeah.
horrible. Look at this, black pages.
Oh,
I
I
don't know
hate
why
them.
they thought this was a good idea.
Oh,
Because even with my lights, this is horrible.
I did that with Sesame Street, and it was a nightmare.
Uh, I did my wife build that? Yeah, see, she built Sesame Street. So now Winnie the Pooh is still one her and me are going to fight over.
It's finicky. When it's finicky. The tree, it's really you touch it and then something else falls off. It's one of those
Oh,
ones.
when I built that glass botanical garden house,
I
whatever they
did that.
called it, that
Yeah,
one was like that. That was horrible. Every time I touched the interior tree in that building, something would fall off or bend the wrong way and just look wrong. Um, Not nearly as frustrating as building that BD droid, which I spent 1 hour today. Oh my god, it's so heavy now. So I I fixed a lot of the interior on this guy, so his head
right.
is super solid. Basically, the way his head should have been built, changing nothing on the outside other than the fact I used actual electric wires here. Um,
Cool.
well, the problem now, his head's about twice as heavy.
Oh yeah, so easier to
It was
fall
top
off.
heavy before, and now it's dangerously heavy. It's perfectly balanced on that stand that you build as part of the
Hi
instructions.
Brian, hope you're feeling better.
Hey, Ryan. I haven't talked to you today, so anything you say will be news to me. Yeah, because I haven't reached out to him today. But
Oh,
yeah, very good to see you. Are you presentable? You could always connect with your cell phone.
and you just not show us you hooked
Have
up
you
to everything.
have you had your sponge bath today? I keep encouraging him to take advantage of the fact he's in the hospital. Get as many
Oh,
sponge baths as you can.
and I keep telling him behave for the nurses.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was in the hospital for bronchitis in isolation for 10 days. Never again.
Oh, I was glad that. I mean, it was a little upsetting that both me, all three of us actually ended up with COVID. That was a little upsetting this time, but none of us needed hospitalization, so that was definitely a bit milder than previous.
Yeah, Walmart gave me a test today, like the test kit.
Test kits. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
they gave me
antigen
one.
tests.
I wanted to ask for two, but I thought now I'm pushing my luck, so I just took the one in man.
We've got a fair bit of the tests between my daughter getting them from school and my wife gets them from work. We can test as pretty much as often as we wanted to, but it's really not necessary once you know you've got, then treat it, rest,
Yeah.
isolate. I mean, it's not like the hospitals want to see you because unless you're in really bad shape, they don't want to see you at all.
Well, this
I'm
is
hit.
it. Like,
Oh,
I want to go see the doctor, but I don't want to go see the doctor.
yeah. Oh, I have to. Let's see. I forgot to hit record on my secondary cameras.
Okay.
There we go. It's okay.
I did do a new video today showing my
Oh,
new home. Yeah. I don't know how to do the music and all that, so it's just basically me talking and holding it up.
nice. My first, my first videos were literally photos with no audio, and then I made video with no audio. Then I made video of me basically holding whatever I'd built and talking about it, but you never saw me. Then eventually I started doing the live streams. Again, you never actually saw me. You saw my hands maybe because it was only one camera top down.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
then I started playing with the idea of using the second or third cameras to bring on screen. And yeah, it's just been a gradual process to bring me out. But I'm glad I did it,
Yeah.
especially when the world changed and we got a lot more isolated and I couldn't meet people the way I used to. And yeah, definitely more fun being on screen and talking to people.
And I like the small video channels, the ones that have 10 or 12 people on the screen. It's just too much. I mean, it goes too
I was
crazy.
watching Greg's stream yesterday, and I'm not sure what software he's using. It feels like it's different than this one now. But yeah, he had 10 people on, and it's like, now it was pretty good because people weren't talking over each other, but you could hardly see them. They were all so tiny on the bottom of the
Yeah,
screen while he was showing something else, and it's like, oh, even I didn't like that. And I was watching that on the big screen TV, and it's like, that experience could be better. And that's going to be something I'm going to have to deal with next week because I was asking for 4 to 9 um, Bricklink stores to commit to coming on screen, and if they would commit, then I'll set up a stream. So maybe tomorrow
yeah,
after work when I get home, I'll schedule the stream, and there'll be a thumbnail and a link that people can save and have ready for next week. But I've got at least 9 people who seem to be committed to the idea, so that's good. I mean, inevitably, someone is not going to show up.
yeah.
It could be me because I'm just as bad as everyone else, not showing up to my own streams. But I
It
figure
should be
Saturday is
fun.
safe. It's the ones like on a Thursday or Friday, those are tricky because if I'm driving, I could end up in a place and be too far away and not get back in time or get carried away.
Yeah.
Um, Saturday's pretty safe for me. So as I'm feeling up to it, I'm like everyone else. Like I get moody or I don't want to sit at the desk. I just get
Yeah.
that way. I just don't want to sit here. I mean, it's tricky because we're not in the summer, so we're not doing air conditioning yet. But even if I open up the door for fresh air, don't feel much of it at all. And once I turn on all the lights, it gets really warm quick.
Yeah.
I survived last summer okay, but it wasn't nearly as restrictive because I did a bunch of this just 2 months ago. So yeah, it's going to be interesting once it gets hot again.
So, I mean, let's face it, when all the restrictions come up, you're going to find other things to do too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so that's going to be another thing. My wife just did the food shopping, and so she got me some specialized things that I want for the way I'm eating now. I'm not
Yeah,
restricting when I'm eating, but I wanted some stuff I haven't had before because I want to make sure I continue to control insulin. Because as long as I control insulin, I control
yeah,
my weight, and the weight falls off. So, apple cider vinegar with the mother, that little cloudy stuff in the bottom.
yeah.
So she got me 2 jars of that, and I'm going to have 1 or 2 spoons of that a day. 1 spoon with a glass of water, and maybe a little bit of lemon juice, just so it doesn't taste bad. I don't know what it tastes like, so this is going to be a new
Well,
experience for
the,
me, anyway.
my brother has a friend who's a dentist, and he said putting the lemon in your water is bad for you because
It's bad. Well, it's bad for your teeth
teeth.
if
Yeah,
I do try and sip it in such a way. So, but I've also got the other problem too. I yellowed my teeth when I was younger with tetracycline, so I'm
hmm.
not terribly concerned about it at my age.
Well, you don't want to be a gummy like me, but I've had 3 sets. I cannot wear them. Like I tried 3 times to wear, and yeah, I can't breathe. I have panic attacks, and I'm going, this is not worth it,
Oh, I'm
right?
actually pretty fortunate. So my mom and father, by the time they were 30, had already had partial bridges, and I'm only out 1 tooth, and
Yeah.
I've got a crown now. So I mean, they're
Well,
hanging. My teeth will
yeah,
be hanging around. They won't be as pretty as I would like, and I'm not going to spend the money I spent on my daughter's teeth, like
yeah,
because we did the hardware in the mouth to pull her jaw back
yeah,
and all
yeah.
kinds of other
Teenage done
stuff.
that. Yeah.
And trust me, I'm not spending that kind of money
Well,
on my mouth. Like, I would love to
yeah.
fix my bite is actually not great, but I didn't really care, and I still don't really care.
Well, I'm putting out over $6,000 this week on baby teeth for Annabella. She's got
Wow.
8 cavities that had to have crowns on them. They're
Oh,
pulling out 4, and they're going to sedate her. So
yeah.
therefore, it's $6,000. So much for my trip. That's coming out of my
Wow.
seat money, but look, I can't
Yeah.
have the child in pain.
That is it's a crazy amount of money.
It
Wow.
is, and the parents don't make that much money, but it's just over the ridge, just maybe by $1,000,
Hmm.
so they don't qualify for anything.
I was
So,
fortunate that when I was young, my mom would send me, and actually the school did it too. At first, it was a school doing it, and they would send us as a class, and we'd go see the students at, I guess it was George Brown College or one of the other schools.
UT,
And you get your cleaning and inspection and this and that, and then if you actually really needed something, you could have the students work on it, on a follow-up visit, and it was always very affordable. And it was always a good experience when I was a kid. I don't know what's available anymore like that, because of course that was only available to children. I think, but I have it's funny. My memories of going to those students to get my teeth worked on was always pretty good, but going to um, Dr. Kaliski, who was my family dentist up until I was about, I don't know, 25. That guy was a butcher. He was horrible.
my
Um,
partner went to the one at UT, and he has nightmares. I think I tried telling my son, he had nightmares, so it was like, yeah, I can't do
uh,
anything. But yeah, so I will be moving, I hope, in a few months. So I just have to find a place in Kitchener.
Kitchener. Wow.
Yeah, I like Kitchener. I do.
Oh, Kitchener's great. It's just, yeah, that's a haul.
Takes me an hour and a half. Takes me an hour and a half to get there. No big deal.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
easy. I can get back to Toronto by Go train, Go bus, or Via. I used to be able to do Greyhound until they stopped,
yeah.
till they folded out. But so I had great,
I was
and
shocked when Greyhound Canada
I
closed up.
know.
And
Canada,
Greyhound, so the Greyhound company in the States said eventually, post COVID, they will reopen key routes in Canada. And I
yeah,
don't doubt it because there'll be an opening for them. It's hard though for a lot of people who don't have Greyhound now. People are used to going up north by Greyhound or crossing the country. And that was pretty devastating. I know a lot of people weren't traveling anymore, but there was people who needed it and
yeah.
they lost what was the only real service for them.
Well, did you see where Porter's gonna fly people to up north to Muskoka and that?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, so I have not moved Rick in 37 years.
Wow.
It's going to be a nightmare. But I think I may get movers and packers. But yeah,
See, I have mixed feelings. I've been very fortunate. So, you know, when me and wifey, when we moved out right after college, we, I did the driving and me and my friends did all the living. And I had some family members do the painting for us for the new places, but
yeah,
I decided I'll never have them do it again. I'll never pay family to do a job because then if I'm not happy, it just causes so many problems. But I know now at I'm a lot older now, and I probably don't want to be doing as much as I used to do, and I'd probably consider using movers and a service too.
yeah, and that's where I'm at. Is that it's just too much, and I'm a bit of a hoarder, and the Lego collections doesn't, help either. But I also have other, like I used to do cross stitching. I've got all that. I've got books, so it's gonna be downsizing and really, seeing where I go with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully, my son said that he may help me out, so I may be able to get into a house, which would be great.
When
Um,
we moved my nanny, brother's my best friend's mother, sorry, out to New Brunswick.
well, that's a
Um,
haul.
yeah, yeah, that was my very first drive. Was me and him in her van with a trailer hooked up to it, moving all of her possessions after her husband had passed. So we drove out there, and I think it took us 17 or 18 hours, which wasn't bad because I can do the trip in 12 to 14.
Right?
But having the van, because him and me would only stop two or three times, and that's it. We're very good travelers, him and me. But she, she did very little packing, and she'd done some stuff without telling us. And then it was up to me, her son, and his brother, his younger brother. So we packed up the van, we packed up the trailer, and then what little was left, we trashed. And of course, we had to make a few decisions. We're going like, okay, big deal, pillowcase. Like, who cares, right? We'll go to Walmart out in New Brunswick, Miramichi, and get her whatever she needs when we're out there, or leave her some money. And so, we drive out there, and 18 hours later, or whatever, we get there about, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning. Go sleep, get up at 5 because we had a very tight um, plan. We had to get everything unpacked in 5 hours. Then we had to get to the train station by like I think 1 in the afternoon or something like that. It was the whole thing was planned way too tight, but we did
Yeah.
it. But as we were unpacking her stuff into the house where she was living with her sister at the time, she goes, "Well, where's such and such pillowcase?" And of course, I kept my mouth shut, and then Jason opens his mouth, her oldest son, my best friend, and he goes, "Well, we tossed it this and that," and she was flipping out, and it's like, okay, so why are you flipping out? She put a fair bit of her family jewelry in that pillowcase. Like, you should have talked to somebody.
Yeah.
You
She
know,
said, this box has to go. This is,
something was
yeah,
important. Not only did
yeah.
she not tell us about anything being important, she did a few things that really, really made me mad. Actually, it almost killed me. Like the fat in the deep fryer that she hadn't emptied and we lifted it.
Oh,
Oh, not only did it leak all over, I slipped. I had some injuries too. So it was like we were
yeah.
not happy with her, and you know, we were trying to be sensitive to the fact that, her husband of 30 plus years had passed and all this, and but it's like, oh my God. And to see her upset, it's like, I don't know what you wanted, but you should have talked to any one of us.
But
Because it's
you
not
just
like we
have,
would want to throw out anything important to
yeah.
her, but when we're making a decision towards the end, the van is full, the trailer's full, what will fit, what won't. And it's like, okay, yeah, pillows are light, but it was really big. And it's like, well, we could have those or have something else that we knew was important. That's the kind of decision making that we made. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm just going to ziplock these things and throw them in a tote, right? But depends on what I get, whether I get a house or I get a condo or what I do.
Well, the
So
nice thing
I
about a
know who
condo is
I,
you're not going to have to worry about so many of those little details. Whereas with a house, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to deal with the snow shoveling and other maintenance. And
yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, and my son basically is going to use it as his. He's not going to live with me, but he's going to use it as his first home for
okay,
tax purposes. So we'll see where it goes.
yeah,
Right? Like nothing's written in stone. All I know is I'm getting that H out of Dodge after 37 years. I miss my granddaughters, but this way I do not so available to mommy anymore. If you know what I mean.
yeah. When I was upset when we moved my mom from the town of Weston, between you and me, right, from Weston,
Yeah,
and I moved her up to Shelburne, Ontario, and I don't know, like this was 8 or 10 years ago, and it was really affordable and the place was nice, but they had a house, a nice two-floor house with a good basement over near Jane and Finch. And it was nice, but they said, "Well, we want to move and we're looking for this and that." And I thought, "Okay, well, you're a little older, he's going to be retiring, this and that." And the plan is they wanted, at least that's what I was told. The plan was to find something that's one floor. So you're not dealing with
yeah,
stairs. I'm thinking, okay, that's brilliant. I don't want to deal with stairs. So the fact that she doesn't, great. Um, they, they get this place in Shelburne, and I've got, again, I'm driving the moving truck, big tandem truck, and this, I was in really good shape. This had to be 8 to 10 years ago, and I get up there, and my jaw dropped because I didn't know what I was getting into. And I pull up the truck, and I go, "This can't be the address," and it's like um, townhomes. So
right.
like on the end of six of them or something like that. It's like, and it's two floors. I go, you're kidding me. You traded a really nice old house that probably needed a lot of work for a townhome that really needed no work. Okay, I get that. But you got stairs, and not only that, they were narrow. And me having to figure out how I was going to get certain things into certain
Yeah,
rooms when I dropped this stuff off. And I didn't say a word. I'm going to be the good oldest son, and just do
and
what I got
just
to
push
do.
under your breath. Yeah, got that.
And I kid you not, 2.5 years later, I moved her back to Weston Road to an
Uh,
apartment. Yeah. But you know what? The building they're in is nice. It's fairly clean. Um, and it's been relatively trouble free. And other than the odd times when your elevator goes out, well, that happens, and then other times when the water goes out, well, she's learned. She's got like two Home Depot buckets. One
Yeah.
stays permanently in the bathroom because it seems to happen once a month or once every 2 months. And she goes, well, we're going to have no water for X amount of hours, and they just fill that bucket with water, put it in the tub, and if they need
That's,
to do something with the toilet, now they got lots of water. Um, I mean, that's
yeah.
apartment living, you know.
Oh yeah, I know.
We
I
we
know.
we figure out how to get around it. I'm very fortunate. I'm on the fourth floor of four. No one over my head. That was one of the things I told my wife when we had decided we were going to be in a building because I didn't want to do shoveling and stuff, and we both still wanted to be in Toronto, and we wanted to put our money into other things. And it was like, okay, so what are we going to do? And at the time, the decision actually was kind of made for us. Shortly after my daughter was born, I was driving 145 kilometers a day to drive from where we lived at Pape and Danforth to come
Okay.
out to the Dufferin and Lawrence area to drop off my baby with the nanny, my best friend's mom, then drive my wife down to Park Lawn and Lakeshore area,
Yeah.
then go from there all the way up north of Highway 7 to where I was working, and then reverse that trip on the way home. And it was like, that was so stupid, me doing this every day, twice a day. Um, so the decision was made, well, you know what? My nanny's on the first floor of this place. There was a unit became available on the fourth floor. We looked at it and it's like, okay, it's clean, this and that, it's quiet, no one above us. No brainer. What a life changer that was. To be able to
Yeah.
go downstairs to drop off my daughter in the morning, like, what a blessing that was. 8 years of my life, like, that was great. We were able to do that.
Yeah.
I was very blessed. So when she said, I want to, when her husband passed, I want to go home, it's like, whatever you want, we will make happen.
Yeah. I do a lot of house sitting in Kitchener.
Okay.
So, in fact, going up in May, and he's doing a walkabout in Europe. Good luck. And I'll just I stay in their house, and they'll give me some money, or they make sure I've got food and that.
Hmm.
And at least this way, once I move, I don't have to stay at their place. I can just check on it every few days, and I love walking when I'm in there in Kitchener, and so that's why I went back. Like, there's nothing in Brantford, which is my hometown,
Right.
but I want to go back there. So Kitchener's got a lot of my friends up there, and I love it. Good view, easy to get back to Toronto. So it was a no-brainer to go there because you really can't afford anything in Toronto anymore. That's the only
No,
way.
it's tough. It's really tough. And I'm crying
So,
about the gas too, because it's like, for me, driving is very important. I have to, because I work in Mississauga, and some of my job opportunities with the company that are popping up are much further away, Milton and Cornwall. If I were to
mm,
take one of the opportunities, I actually missed some of the opportunities because of the COVID, but I was told that there'll be another wave of the same or similar opportunities coming up. It's like, okay, well, I'm still interested. Um,
Milton's not bad.
wh-
Milton's not that bad.
well, I've been looking at Milton on and off for 4 years. My wife, not so much, but I told her I think it'd be a great area to settle in.
Well, I mean, even Kitchener, a lot of people commute to Toronto every day from Kitchener,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Like at one point, the GO train only went like in the morning to Toronto, at night back to Kitchener. But now they've got it covering hourly both ways
Yep.
because there's now that demand. So
In the
we'll see what
morning,
happens.
where I am now, I do okay. It only takes me 15, 18 minutes tops, but my route home When I leave at 4:30, I get in the car 4:35. Sometimes it's 5:30. Sometimes it's closer to 6. And if there's really bad weather, it's 6:30 sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
So are you near me for work? Right? Or are you farther into Mississauga?
Say that again. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Are you close to where I live? Or are you farther into
You were
Mississauga?
halfway between me and where I work because I'm near
Okay.
where I work is near here, Ontario, and 401.
Yep, I know where that is.
Yeah, and it's really nice actually because as soon as I pull off the highway, a couple turns and I'm right there at work. So
Okay.
it's always been good, which was one of the reasons I accepted the job all those years ago out there. Was yeah, I'm not thrilled with the distance because prior to that, working for the company, I was only going 12K to work and 13K home because I would take by bicycle a different route home.
Right.
And then in the winter, if I had to take transit, it wasn't a big deal. But when I took the position in the buildings I'm at now, it's like at the time I told my boss, well, I was supposed to be exiting the company. I wasn't going to be continuing this and that. And they go, well, we'd like you to stay. And I go, well, what are we going to do? Because I'm going to have to buy a car, this and that. And they sweetened the pot to make sure that I would
You
want to
say.
continue
Yeah.
working, and that was great at the time. Um, and I don't regret it. And now it's like, okay, so I'm still in the same place, and now I'm in a much better spot, better job position, training people now, so that's always nice. But it was weird because last week it's like, yeah, I want to lose weight. I'm doing all these great things, but it's like now I'm doing nothing at work physically.
Mhm.
It's fine to get to a point in the food chain where you're not being that guy who
Yeah.
has to lift a box or drive a machine and lift a box part of the time. It's like now I stand around, babysit people while I'm training them. And it's like, it sounds really good, but it's like when my goals are to lose weight and improve my muscles and
Yeah.
everything that used to work in my favor by working in warehousing, I'm not doing any of it now. I'm standing around, and just to get any exercise, I'm walking and pacing a lot, or following, behind my operators, and which technically I'm supposed to be 20 feet away, but I'm the trainer operator, so there's some leeway for me. I can always use the excuse, well, no, I'm training. That's why we wear the safety vests and all this. Go away.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I used to work at Lawrence in Caledonia and
oh
TTC
wow, that
and
is a horrible
TTC it,
intersection.
and as a TTC it all the way. So I used to have to take 4 buses
To
to
where
get
you are now, or
from where I am now to
right?
Lawrence, and it would take me 3 buses in an hour and a half. You
I
had to
believe it.
give it leave it because you could miss one bus and be waiting 15, 20 minutes.
Depending on my route home, I have to pass that intersection, and it is horrible. Now it's just gotten so much busier in the last 10 years.
Yeah, well,
Like they could literally bulldoze Caledonia and make it 3 lanes each way, and going from Lawrence to say Eglinton or even further south.
yeah,
And no, I don't think anyone would cry because we need another major artery there. Dufferin's not
yeah.
enough anymore.
I did that for 8 years. It was like that. And then we
That
got
is
bought up by the Americans. Oh, don't let me go down
when I
that
started
one.
in warehousing, I traveled an hour 45 one way, so double
Yeah.
that each day. And I used to get all my reading done. I loved being on the bus and I would read.
Or
Um,
we had to drop the kids off at daycare and then go,
oh,
right? So it was a bit of a nightmare. But you did what you had to do,
yeah.
right?
I mean, once, and I did that. Wow, let's see. So the nine, was I really with them 9 years? Oh my God. So 9 years. The first two, and then I quit and I went back. So the first two, I did that traveling. And then when I went back, very shortly after I went back, that's when we got the first car. So then I started driving because I just couldn't spend that time anymore on the transit. I was losing my
Yeah.
life. But of course, then once I started driving, I stopped reading. That was the end of me reading books, novels.
Yeah.
Oh, I did that wrong. That whole step I did wrong. I do, and I miss it too. And even now, I realize like I was reading books when I had an iPad, but then once bigger phones came around, like they were big enough to be great phones, but still nothing I want to read a book on.
No,
My
and
wife
I
goes, "So
don't.
why don't you use the Kindle?" And I thought, no, I used their Kindle. I go, I can't read off this. I like paper.
I don't mind. I have a tablet, and I'll read off there. I find it harder to read off the phone. But I tried audio. I hate audio.
Oh,
I want to hear my own voices that I made for the characters, if you know what I mean,
yeah,
right? So I'll be right back. I have to do something for 2 seconds, so I'm going to
sure,
mute and stop camera. I'll be right back, okay?
no problem. God, it's super quiet here. I know. Is my family still here? Are you here, Tara? Tara? And I'm gonna spy on my family. Where's my family? Who or what was that? Oh, I just got dinged again, huh? Nothing like getting shocked by PayPal payment you didn't realize coming out. That's okay. That can't be helped.
Yeah, I just got a bill too for Annabelle's dance class.
Oh no.
That's not cheap.
This was something I did for my mom.
Okay.
Because my mom likes to download all kinds of stuff, and on her aging computer, not the new one I bought her, but on the aging computer, you we needed a VPN that would still work on her old computer. It just got to a point where even the ones we were using just wouldn't work with her old setup. So I found one. Took us hours, installed it, and paid for it at the time. And I didn't realize how much time's passed. And sure enough, there was an automatic payment. I'll go in the system next time I see her and I'll cancel the automatic payment so this time next year I don't get shocked. But I mean, it's fine. She still needs it. But
Yeah,
I don't like those little surprises popping up. It's like in that case that was $40 I wasn't expecting. Like, on my
yeah,
PayPal, it's okay.
yeah.
'Cause
But
at first it's like, oh, who is this company? And like I didn't recognize the name, and then I looked at the bill. It's like automatic payment for such and such software. I go, oh, I know exactly what that is.
yeah, like I have everything on a spreadsheet,
That's
and I know
good. It's
when
good to
it's
know what you
yeah,
got and when it's coming out.
yeah. Like I put dates on everything, and as soon as it gets paid, I put it out so that if I'm trying to work at the bank, I know exactly how much I really do need to leave in there.
I'm
But
usually
yeah,
good with putting calendar updates and such. Like I'll put
yeah,
everything in my phone. And we joke about it in the family. Like when my wife does something like um, darn my socks, I'll joke that, oh, you fixed my socks, because I'll bug her about fixing my safety socks. And when she does it, I'll put it in the phone. I go, and the reminder will come up, and she goes, "You a hole." But
yeah,
like I can tell you when I bought almost anything, like my phones, my watches, whatever, toys, the cars. So I put all that in there just because it's all connected to one particular email account, so it all comes back up. It's been very handy for the most part.
Well, because I got Prime Amazon, my
Mm.
friends all hit me to buy it for them.
Yeah.
Different things, right? So I had to make sure I got money to cover what I just paid for them, and then, keeping track. It was just getting too confusing. And Amazon and Lego have this bad habit:
Hmm.
putting money in, taking it back out, putting it back in, taking it back out,
Yes. Yeah, because
and
they authorize, and I hate that because like when I got
it messes
the
you
gift
up.
with purchase in the Roadrunner, well, of course it was I had bought much bigger sets, which aren't going to be out until March, and it's like so they pre-authorized, they did what they had to do, and then in March they're going to hit me again. It's like I hate the ins and
Yeah,
outs of my account.
well, yeah. Like I think at one point, um, PetSmart did it 5 times in one order. It was like, are you?
Oh,
I, I couldn't tell whether I owed or they owed. Thinking the end they owed once I did it. But I mean, let's face it. I got cash back from Walmart. I don't get cash, really. The only time I get cash now is if I go to Walmart and do a cash back, because
yeah.
everything is now turning into plastic. And that disappears so fast you don't know what you spend it on.
I don't know if I've ever. Actually, that's a lie. I was about to say that if I've ever taken a cash back. I know I have it in modern times, but way, way back when I had really bad financial problems, I know I pulled cash that I shouldn't have.
Well, no. The cashback is giving me two $20 bills because I'm not going to the bank to go get $40 out. Just
Yeah.
give me the cash so if I need it, I've got it, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It's funny how a bunch of years ago I went from like never using plastic because I didn't trust machines and people and the
Yeah,
technology. And now I'm at a point where I'm all the way the other way. It's rare for me to ever have cash now.
yeah, the same thing. And that's why I did it, just in case I do need it one of these days.
Yeah. If
I'm
I'm
trying to get,
traveling, that'll be different. And I like to have that backup. But just for being around Toronto, Mississauga, like, no, no, no. If I'm just in Ontario, it's fine. I don't need cash. I'm good.
well, when I go to England next year, I always make sure I got 5,000 left
Yep.
into an account in case of absolute emergency. I'll take some cash with me, and I'll take on like pounds and whatever I need to have.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm not really you know. And then the day before I came back from, I was flying out, and my son wanted some whiskey. And I was flying out from Dublin.
Oh, yeah?
Didn't they not let me have my money? And I was thinking, this over $5,000 something they had been hacked, so they
Oh,
shut all the CIBC's accounts down that day. But I never got
oh,
anything. I'm going, what the heck? And luckily I had some, you know, English money they took begrudgingly, and of course I lost out on the exchange rate. So I'm looking forward to getting back to England.
I'm
But we
curious. My
decided,
wife is going to BC last week of July, and I'm not going. I decided I'm not traveling. I thought I would be driving support and take stuff that the Girl Scouts needed, but I decided I'm not doing it because it would be, the way I would do it is 3 to 4 days out there, and then on whatever time they're going to be out there, and then 3 or 4 days back with the vehicles, and it's like,
that,
and my wife
yeah,
doesn't, and she doesn't want to drive with me because she said it's too long. It's like, okay, so why am I going then? So I said, nah, it's okay.
I mean, it takes a day and a half to get out of Ontario.
Yeah.
I've done that trip a couple of times, and it's a nightmare. I
I mean,
said
I
if I
want
ever
to BC to do, just not this year. I don't want to be thinking about COVID anymore, any of that stuff, and I don't want to be worried. Maybe there's a flare up and I'm going to have to test or isolate somewhere. So I don't
Yeah.
really want to travel far from home right now.
So that's why like we're gonna wait till next spring before
Yeah.
we go, and then if the weather's still bad, I ain't going. I don't want to get, like you said, get stuck in England and get sick or get stuck that I can't get back out again.
Yeah.
And who knows what the rule's going to be by next spring.
Well, that's what scares me is the changing rules. I mean, I don't know how many
Yeah,
times we wanted to go to the Maritimes, and yeah, I mean, like open and close, either Quebec or New Brunswick or both. It's like to just our kind of travel, because we're not
yeah.
important commercial travel. And it's like, all right, and I love traveling and I love driving, so like this has been for me horrible. Good for the car.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, where are these going?
Yeah.
There. I like all these sand green pieces.
Yeah, like I like the colors. I think your wife would really enjoy doing this one. Great colors.
I, it, you know, so when I was at Walmart, they took great restraint. I don't think I've ever shown restraint before because normally I buy what I want. It's
Right,
not a big deal. But I was sitting there like, okay, there's a bunch of sets I want, and I could see a bunch I had ordered that whatever I could have sooner if I buy them right now and then sell the other ones later. Or even return the other ones that come later. I could do that too if I just wanted to have something in my hands sooner. And then a bunch more stuff that'll be available in March. I figured there's actually no rush. It's like, yeah. And I get
well,
savings by buying it at Walmart anyway. So I thought, you know what? I will just wait for I got a few things that I wanted
yeah.
and I got my discounts and then it's like, you know what? This other stuff I don't have to rush.
I'm over the point game, right? I just, yeah. Because the waiting and the way FedEx messes you up, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
I
now,
mean,
one of my accounts, I'm
yeah,
fighting. Well, I should say it's fighting with Lego. Lego is fixing it. But it turns out one of my accounts, and I wasn't paying attention, they hadn't put the points for 8 months worth of purchases on it. I thought that I had been using that particular account and buying, the little draws and stuff,
right.
because I haven't really been using their points for savings because frankly, it's not been enough. And I buy more and more Lego from other sources other than Lego now. So it's like, okay. And I took a look at my account and it's like, they haven't been giving me my points. And I looked at it and you could see like if you buy this, you get this many points. Like great. And I use, that particular VIP account. Where's the points? So I get on the phone with them. I go, can you see something wrong here? So they look it up. Okay, what's your account? And okay, so clearly this account number with this name works. They see that. Okay, so can you tell me why I'm not getting the points? And they're scratching their head. They don't know. They go, would you like us to just kill this account and make a new one? I go, no, I already have too many accounts. Please don't make any more accounts. The days of me wanting lots of accounts are over. I'm starting to pare them down between the ones
Yeah,
they took away from me and others that I negotiated merging. So I lost nothing really. Now I'm at a point where I've got less than five now. I used to have a lot more accounts. That's because I was buying so many multiples to get so many gifts with purchases so I can
yeah.
sell and flip. But the problem with that is I had to use different addresses, different credit cards, different names. All I own, uh, some under a business, and it's like it's hard. I'm losing track of stuff. I just don't want to do it anymore. But I'm in this dealing with this last account that's been a troublemaker, and I just want them to give me the points. I'll make some purchases just to make the points go away.
Yeah.
So then, and then it'll be small, like under 500 points, and I won't care. And then whenever there's a draw for 50 points, I'll say, okay,
Yeah,
let's
I
gamble a
did
little.
the last one. I think forget what it was. I did do the last one. So
But yeah, I'm so done with Lego.
I am too. I think these are small ones. I'd love to put out about some of the big stuff and I'm going. I can't do it anymore. I will not be buying some, you know, jazz anymore. I've had it.
Yeah.
So
It's funny
I'm
that I
not.
run Canada's biggest Bricklink group, but I'm at a point where I don't want to ever order from Bricklink again because so many orders. I still have most of them in their bags because I said, "Oh, I'll do this." If it was to fix a set or two, that's great. I pulled those parts, but everything else I ordered extra
Yeah,
to cover the shipping costs. I don't do what I think I would do with this stuff, and it just gets so. Even if I thought I was saving money, it's just expensive because I have Lego I'm not using. I want to build, and the fact that I bought Lego that really is never going to get used is pretty bad. So it's like, so I just don't look on Bricklink. I don't look for deals, which is funny because I'm always encouraging my Bricklink stores, post your deals. Let's see them. But I'm not looking
yeah.
at them anymore myself. It's not for
Like,
me. It's for
like
the group.
I saw that one, the Elsa, not the Elsa, the Anna that
Oh,
that Brad had, and he said, "Oh, I want 50 for it," and I went, "No, I don't." And you know that originally it was what $15 to go to 50. Yes, I know the rarity and all that stuff, but I'm buying it for fun. I'm not buying it to reinvest or resell.
yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people have given me good deals because if I tell them I'm buying from me in my collection, they can rest assured
yeah,
that's what it's for. And then if I'm buying clearly multiples, they know I'm just going into my flip piles and just going into storage, and I'll pull it out in 2 to 5 years, and they know that too, and they respect that for what that is. But yeah, I've done a pretty good job of not misleading people when they're giving me a good deal.
yeah. But I have no idea what I'm going into, so I'd love to have one where I could set up a whole Lego, but if I had to get somebody living downstairs to help me with my mortgage, yeah, well, I can't quite have a Lego room. So
Yeah,
this is basically I got into Lego to relieve my stress of the pandemic. That's the only reason I got into it. I hated Lego. I was stepping on it all the time. The kids were little, so
well, my wife, she never understood my fascination with this stuff. She just, oh, you're just spending silly money. I mean, she got off my back when I was making money, so that was great. But
yeah,
that's not why I do the Lego stuff. It's not about the making money. It's nice that I can cover a lot of my costs, which allows me to buy whatever I want. But it's the when I'm building this stuff, I forget about all those other things that bother me. So it is a
yeah,
big stress reliever for me. It is.
yeah. Definitely. I don't have to think about the Ukraine. I don't have to think about the bills I'm paying. You know,
Yeah.
so they will be there when I stop building, but just for that hour, 2 hours, I'm in my own little zone.
Yeah. No, me too.
So, but yeah, yeah. Tell you what she wants this for. I think she love it. I really do.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Oh, when I saw, so I picked that one up with the tiger, and I'm
Yeah,
like, ooh, because my Walmart had almost every new set: Star Wars, Creators, City Space, um, a couple other themes. They had almost everything out, and we're not going to see these from Lego until March 1st at the earliest.
yeah. And then they'll be all sold out.
And then they're gonna sell it really quick, and it's like, no, I'm gonna buy some of it now, and and I know I have some stuff that Lego's gonna deliver in March, so I'll have that coming, and then I won't stress, and I'll get the other ones I want, in the 2 or 3 weeks following that. It also gives me an excuse to have more episodes of New Bricks. I mean, I really could have spent about $600 yesterday, bring it home, and then I probably wouldn't do any episodes for a month.
Yeah.
But then I
Well,
enjoy doing it, and I enjoy telling the stories. And
yeah.
hmm,
Let's
that's weird.
see what Amazon is. See if, I'm waiting for an order, of course.
Yeah, okay.
And it's still out for delivery. I I don't trust Amazon anymore because it will say out for delivery, and all of a sudden you look 2 minutes later and it's delivered, and then I have to go on a hunt of where they delivered it to,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
But
Actually, yesterday I was supposed. So when I dropped my daughter off, the plan was I was after dropping her off at her high school. Then 9 o'clock, I was going to uh, head to my workplace, do some paperwork in my office, and then at 11 head to this courier that I've never been to before, that some Chinese stuff of mine ended up at. Because when it comes into Canada, it goes through customs. Any
yeah,
number of these Mickey Mouse guys can, but this is a new one to me. It's like, oh, great. Because I had a door tag and I looked at it, I called it. The thing is, they've had my stuff for over a week, but they only made it available apparently yesterday. But because I didn't get out there, I didn't even bother calling them back to see if they actually had it in their warehouse. And given how close they are to my warehouse, I'll just go after work Monday, which is
yeah.
technically a smart thing to do. But I wanted to go yesterday because the stuff I wanted to show off on New Bricks tonight. But that's okay. It's not going to happen.
Well, I gotta go find a notary public, which I don't know who to go to, but I gotta get that done. I'll probably do that Monday, find one near me and just get it done. But
I don't like doing things after work or planning to do things after work because then a lot of times like, oh, I'm tired or I don't want to. But I mean,
yeah,
I should have more than enough energy. It shouldn't be that big a deal. But I don't like saying, oh, I'll do it on my way home. Like, you know how many times I've said I'll visit my mom on the way home to take care of her problems? Like, you know what? We'll do it on the weekend or we'll do it another day. Because, plans change. You
yeah.
just don't want to do it.
It's in this day and age.
Did they give me
I'm
all these
hoping this
parts?
is the end of him, you know, putting down the law again. I'm hoping this is coming to an end,
Yeah,
right?
here's hoping.
2 bedroom bungalow. Nope, stairs.
Oh,
Nope. I want,
I mean,
if I can get
to find a lot of places with no stairs, like you got to find 1960s houses that have a
yeah,
carport, not even a garage. Like you go to parts of Scarborough, lots of one floor homes, really long, and they got
yeah,
carports. They don't even have garages. And near like Scarborough Golf Course, and me and my wife, we actually had looked at a few of these at the time, and every one of them we looked at, it's like, okay, either it's so old it has foundation problems, or everything in the inside is so old that you're going to want to update it, and then that's going to burn through a lot of money that we didn't really want to spend buying a new home. And then we were looking at condos here in Toronto, and at the time there was one that I still regret we didn't jump on. 345,000, only a couple blocks away from me now, and I loved it. It wasn't terribly big. It was probably only 800 or 900 square feet, which, it's okay. But it had balcony space that wasn't included in that number. And that balcony space probably added another 300 square feet. But the way it was configured was really nice because you could have an outdoor living room and an outdoor dining room. And I would buy patio furniture for that. And I thought, this is nice. And I could put my bikes out there. But alas, my wife didn't like it. She goes, "Oh, the rooms feel small and there's a glass divider between the kitchen and the living room." She didn't like how modern it looked. And it's like, no, this is the way, things are
But
now. This is
I
cool.
know I do not like white, everything white. It's just got
Oh,
no
really?
character. I hate it.
Oh, I love the
Right?
clean aesthetic. That's one reason, like,
Yeah.
I did the bookshelves and then the desk. And then, like, my wife goes, "You got too much white going on." No, I love it. Easy to,
Yeah,
well,
but
for me,
everybody
easy to keep clean and
got
easy
their
to
own
know when it's
thing.
dirty, too.
Yeah, no, I want something with character, some color to it, and not a white.
No, I like wood. I like wood look. I like very light colored wood. So if I can get a wood look, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I do also like, the brushed aluminum metal look. My wife hates that. We walked away from a place that had an entire kitchen done like that. I go, "Are you kidding? Look at all these appliances." She goes, "Yeah, everything in here looks alike." I go, "Exactly." And that's the reason she hated it. She goes, "No character." It's like,
I think
right.
your wife and I would get along.
I think so. Both me and my wife have been accused of having old souls,
Yeah.
but I mean, she knows what she wants. I can't
So that
argue that.
and that's how I feel. Is that I do know what I want. If I can get it, I can get it. But I'd rather be in a place I'm happy with.
Yeah,
So we'll see where it all goes. But if I don't get that notary public done on Monday, I won't be getting anything. And my cousins will be getting mad at me for not having this done for it because I think they're gonna hold the money till they have all the signatures.
yeah.
So
Oh man, actually, I built. This is the only thing about these helmets I don't like. The stands are all,
wonky.
well, they're all more or less the same. They're not terribly different. So you build one, you feel like you built them all. But I have like this one plus 5 more, and then more coming. So, eh.
Yeah.
But I do like the helmets. I like the look of them. I used to like just buying Star Wars ships, but I like these head builds and helmet builds and creature builds and anything that's kind of like statue. I'm kind of done doing the spaceships.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll keep buying them. But I tell you, Star Wars is just getting worse and worse. The cost per set, cost per piece, everything just going up and up and up.
And
Nope.
everything else in the world's gonna go up and up and up.
Yeah.
Like I'm not spending $300 every time I go to Walmart for food.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable the cost now.
I'm not going to lie. One of my decisions for when I transitioned companies in the fall, and I had options to go elsewhere, but we do shop at Walmart, and having an employee discount makes a big
Yeah,
difference.
yeah,
My wife did the food shopping, and it's 10% every day, her or me, because she has one of my cards. So it's
right.
10% every time I walk into Walmart. That's a great savings. And then one Friday a month, and it moves around, so I have to pay attention to it. But one Friday a month, we get 20% off. Now, of course, I told her, now be strategic. If we can go a little bit longer, let's try
Right.
and maximize that purchase and save 20%. She hasn't done it yet. and I keep
Hi,
trying. Hey,
Adam.
Ozzy. Hi, Ozzy Adams. Um, I've made some really good purchases. I've been very happy with.
Yeah.
But it's like it's always a struggle for me to figure out like when's my particular day. Let's see. Even this isn't very helpful to me.
Yeah.
And I know if oh yeah, look at this, March 18th. That's my next
Okay.
for no particular reason. The last one was February 4th. I don't know why it moves. It just does.
The day after St. Patrick's Day, my husband's birthday.
And it's always a payday. That much I Hey,
Okay.
Pandemonious Panda. Welcome to the stream. I need to figure out. Let's see. How am I going to get these in? On each side. So I spent like 20 minutes moving this one camera, the one that we got big screen right now.
Yeah.
Just because I'm trying to always figure out better ways of doing things. Where I can show. I don't necessarily want my hands to be the focus. And when I had the camera to one side, it's like, okay, so now we're just getting a shot of my arm mostly. It's like, well, that's not what I want. Always trying to figure out a better way of doing it. Ooh. And I enjoyed making my thumbnails for the stream.
Yeah.
I just spent about 25 minutes, which is kind of a long time to make a thumbnail for a stream you don't make money on, but it's fun.
That's good.
I think in my head, it's super important that my stream or even my thumbnails look like nobody else's.
Yeah.
That's always been important to me for some reason. I'm sure there's some mental illness involved there. Like, why do I care? I shouldn't even care.
OCD.
Oh, there's definitely a level of OCD.
I live with
Ask anyone
OCD.
who trains under me at work, like when I say, here's the inspection sheet for your machine. Now you're going to follow it. And of course, I say this so often, I can do this purely from memory. You got two sides to the page. One is power off, one is power on. You're going to do the power off, left to right, top to bottom. You're going to fill your name in and everything possible. If you can't fill out something that doesn't apply, you're going to write NA on your sheet. When we get to the bottom of the first side, you're going to flip to the second side. The second side says power on. You're going to flip back to the first side. On the first side, there was one item you couldn't do. You're going to fill that in, then you're going to flip back to. I can do this backwards, forwards with my eyes blindfolded. Because every day I'm training people, and it's like, and people are, my bosses are listening to me, and I'm just spewing this stuff out, and I end up hoarse within about 2 minutes because like I'm just pumping this out. And then they laugh because they watch me setting up these little obstacle courses and they don't understand why. I go, well, I've been driving for 25 years, all of these machines. 20 years of that 25, I've trained people at different times in my life. And, in the last year, they've paid me to go off, get trained again, but also go off to school to learn how to teach people. So now you're taking 25 years experience, 20 years training, the most expensive training to be a instructor that you can provide someone. I have all this now. I'm in a very unique position in the company, and which I'm enjoying it. It's great. I love teaching. I didn't think I would, but I really like teaching.
That's good.
Yeah, and well, because I like seeing when I take someone who's never been on. It's easy when I'm recertifying someone who's been on a machine. That's easy because I trust them already. They're already on the machine. They don't want to mess up, so they'll be careful. But taking someone who hasn't been on the machine and is super nervous and figuring out how can I teach them and have them not be afraid, but have respect for the machine and for me and themselves and for the environment around them, and go from 0 to 8 hours later, because I have to give them minimum 8 hours to get
Right.
them to a point where they're comfortable on the machine, they're safe. And of course, as the instructor, I've got all kinds of options and tools available to me. Do I take another day to train them further? Or do they have a problem and I need to figure out a different way? I had a very unique situation that I never had before, and it's the same person I've had to do this twice with on two different machines. She's probably shorter than anyone I've ever trained before, and she was having certain difficulties doing certain things, and I couldn't figure it out because she's so good with everything else. And with the first time I was training her on the first machine, she's like, "Can you not see this, skid and such and such?" She goes, "No, I can't." And I go, "What do you mean?" So I asked her to get off, and I got in her position. I go, "Well, of course I can see it." And I said, "You know what? I'm looking at her," and I go, "Okay, I lowered myself 8 inches." And I realized you can't see
Okay.
what I'm telling her to see. It's like, oh, what am I going to do? So
Yeah.
I come up with methods for her, and it is unfortunate. I can't make her taller, and I also
No.
cannot put anything to step on inside a machine. But you can absolutely go up on your tippy toes once in a while to take a peek. And I said, "Well, you're going to do this and you're going to do this. And I want you to memorize this coming around something. You may have to use your other senses a little bit more than I might." But in the end, we got her to the point. On the first day, she wasn't ready to pass. The second day, we got her to the end of the day, and I thought, okay, I would test her. And I had my clipboard and all my testing sheet, and we're going through it. And she was borderline. And I took her aside and told her what she was doing wrong, this and that. And I said, "Listen, first thing next morning, so on the third day, that's the longest I've ever spent with any one student," said, "First thing in the morning, I'm going to test you." And we grabbed the machine and did everything we're supposed to do. But I didn't hold my clipboard. I didn't have my pen in my hand. I said, "Well, we're going to have you warm up. Do this and this and this." So she did exactly what I was telling her to do. I said, "Okay, now follow me and do this and this and this." And she did it. And after 25 minutes, I go, "Congratulations." And she goes, "Well, we haven't done the test yet." I go, "Yeah, we did. You passed." And she goes, "What do you mean? You didn't have your clipboard or pen?" I go, "There's nothing in any literature, anything I've signed, any of my training, anything that says I have to have a clipboard, a pen, or a piece of paper when I'm testing you. As long as I have you do every single part of the test that's required and you pass, that's
Yeah.
great." And she said, "Well, what about the paperwork?" I go, "Well, watch this. We'll go through, and I'm sure, and it's a scoring system. You get perfect to start, and I take points away. And I love telling this. So you're a perfect student right now. We're going to do the test and blah, blah, blah." But in her case, we did the test already. I said, "So this is how you score." We went down to the, said, "See, I'm taking off marks because you did that wrong. I'm taking off mark because you forgot to blow your horn. I'm taking off a mark here because you didn't look behind you." And by the time we were done, she scored, I think it was 95%, which was awesome. You only need 88 to get by me. And if you get by me in my company, that is something, because I'm not the only instructor. I'm the only one on my shift.
Yeah.
And there's two others in my building, but no one will no one is as hard as I am. Mostly because I don't want dangerous operators around. And this is
No.
this
No.
is my way of making my building safer. Is I am tough. My boss knows I'm tough and has no problem. They've not asked me to rein it back a bit. They would like me to be faster, but I go, "Hey, here's the rules according to the Ontario Health and Occupation Safety Code. I have to give this much time to every new student." They go, "Then that's what you're going to give." See, as soon as I put on my safety vest, I basically have no bosses, and I like
Okay.
that. They can't tell me to go faster, and they can't. They could say, "Well, if this person is taking this long, then maybe they shouldn't be on a machine." That's very fair. That's their decision, though, and I can also make that decision where I've never tested anyone who I thought would fail because I don't want to be that person. It's not necessary. If I think they need more training or more um, um, repetition to learn something, then I'll say, "Okay, we're going to do another day, or we'll start again tomorrow and see where you're at." Because I'm not out to fail anyone. No one needs to be failed at something, especially if they really want to do it. And if you're coming through me, you must really want to drive a machine.
So,
Yeah, as you can see, I can actually talk for a very long time. Well, it's like, and
uh,
and And during the 8 hours when I'm training someone, I'm talking a lot, and some people go, "Well, that's a distraction." I go, "Exactly. You're driving a machine in my warehouse where there's 30 or 40 other machines and people walking by and bosses walking by who all think you're a great operator, so they walk by your machine. These are all normal distractions that you have to deal with as an operator. So if you can't put up with hearing about my life story or my Lego habit or my exercise routine while we're driving and training, you'll
Yeah.
never pass me. And even my bosses go, "Oh, why are you taking this stewing around here and there?" Go, because they need to know that they can pass another machine in a safe way, or they can how to not go by pedestrians or do this and that. Because they would love for me to stay in this one confined area. I could make a perfect bubble where it's super safe to train someone, but that's not going to help them as soon as I pass them. They need to know how to operate in the entire warehouse.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
I have a routine. I call it follow the leader because once I feel they're safe enough, I get on a machine. I say, follow me. And I use that as a stress reliever because I know I can be very hard as a trainer. And it's very intimidating for someone who's new to deal with someone like me when you see every machine I'm on, and I'm super confident I can drive some of my machines literally. I actually did one of my drills. I closed my eyes just as a joke. I pulled my hat down so I couldn't see. And it's a very dumb and dangerous thing to do, but I showed I can do it. That's not because I'm a good operator. It's just because I can memorize where everything was. That's all. And but I like playing follow the leader because it gives them confidence that they can drive around safely. Oh,
Oh,
hey
yeah.
Dash. That's Eileen, that's Mama Lego, and actually I can actually fix this up. Uh let's there we go. The reason I didn't put that up is when I put the little graphic down there, like his
Yeah.
helmet, it kind of blocks part of my name, but it's not a big deal.
Hi, Cliff. How you doing?
Oh, where are we? Let me see, get back to comments. Hey, Cliff's in the house. Yep, it's ABC. How can I
Okay.
That is, I'm just looking at my cameras. Oh my, okay, that one looks a little weird. Um, hmm. So slow. See what happens when I do this. Eh.
Come on, deliver my parcel. Well, I looked all over the house. My husband must have moved the box, but I can't find it. So I've had to buy some new gear for my hand, and I ordered them from Amazon where you can put the ice inside it, so I can ice
Hmm.
my hand. So I really wanted to, dumping myself off again.
I use a lot of hot and cold therapy in the past for dealing with pains, especially cold therapy.
I usually do the ice, but this is
Hmm.
just going down my palm and starting to go down my arm. So I want to kind of, tell the doctor I tried everything. Now do something for me.
Hmm.
So we'll see.
I've got to connect this now.
Good luck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and this is why I hate having cats. Somehow with one cat here. It's like, no.
No, I had two, so I know what that's like.
Okay, this looks like it has to be this way.
Nope, my battery's gonna die. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a charger.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just,
Axel's in the house. So, Axel, you going to be around 8 p.m. Eastern tonight? What is it now for me? 4:10ish p.m. Eastern? Hope I put this on right. I'm going to be really upset if I didn't. And I feel like I should be playing with this camera again. Let's see. That'll settle down in a second. There we go. Because as we get bigger, because it's either I put it there or... Ooh, hello, hello, hello. That doesn't look so good, but there's the box. Yeah, I don't know if I like that better. I might move it back.
So when does the next season come out of Mandalorian, do you know?
Well, so we got Obi-Wan coming in May. So I would guess September or October.
That's too long. But anyway.
It is too long. I know.
I was kind of disappointed that basically he took over Boba Fett. But
Yeah.
the thing about why? Like I could see maybe the last one, but why did it take two to kind of put him in there and took away
Yeah.
from Boba Fett?
See, I'm looking at Mando, Boba Fett, and even the Ahsoka series as being just kind of one big long story. Because I have no doubt we're going to see Mando and Boba in the Ahsoka show. It just
Well,
feels
like
like it's
it's
the only.
helping me. It's helping me get the background because I am not a Star Wars girl. I'm a Star Trek girl, not Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? So you'll be happy to hear this. The Star Trek movie is back on again with
Fantastic.
with the cast that we've seen for the last 3 movies, apparently. So I guess they found money to make everyone happy, including the studio. Because one of the backers for the movie had pulled 100 or 50 million out of the budget, which killed the
Yeah,
project.
yeah.
And then, one or two of the actors, they cried about whatever. But yeah, apparently the movie's back on. I saw all kinds of these YouTube movie type sites talking about it. It's like, oh, great. Because I don't like Discovery. I don't like that show. And I don't like any of the Star Trek TV stuff that's on right now.
Oh, I'm
Not the
looking forward to
cartoons. Oh,
Picard.
maybe Picard. Yeah, I want to see Picard.
I mean, and then my favorite actor Q. I just love that character. That's one of my favorite characters is Q.
Oh, Q?
Q, yeah, Q's gonna be in second season.
Yeah. See, so that's John Delancey. When
Yeah,
I was a kid, um, Days of Our Lives was it 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
yeah, he was on
Um,
that.
he played a very eccentric character, an inventor.
Yeah,
Um, you, I want to say Eugene, but I don't know if that's right.
I think that sounds familiar. But yeah, I used to watch him on there. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, and it was so funny because I thought his bit on that soap was just amazing because it was so different. Because I
Yeah,
grew up on a lot of the soaps: Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless, Guiding Light,
as the
Another
world
World,
turns.
As the World Turns at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So as the world turns,
Secret
I'm trying to remember
Storm.
Felicia Gallant, and like I just remember all these great
Yeah,
characters. But that's because my mom used TV as a babysitter. So Yeah, I grew up watching all the stuff. Young and the Restless. We turned on Young and the Restless for the first time in years during COVID. And we saw, hey, look, there's the new Jack. And I keep calling him the new Jack. And my wife goes, you
Like,
realize he's been playing Jack for 20 years, and the original Jack only played it for like 3 or 4. I go, I know, but to me, he's
yeah.
still the new Jack.
What's it? Alex. Alex. Uh, I grew up. I'm an original Trekkie.
Okay.
Okay. I I mean, I swear you wouldn't have Star Wars without Star Trek. I really do. It was pretty hokey when you look at, but if you go and look at Batman from the TV series, that's super hokey, pokey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Adam West TV series, I mean, I watched it as a kid, and I thought it was funny. But that's it. I thought it was funny. I can't say I liked it. I had lots of respect for the guy doing it because he was a real actor, and for him
Yeah,
to dedicate um, so much of himself to doing that role so seriously was something.
yeah. I like my sci-fi, but just couldn't get into Star Wars. Couldn't.
Well, my dad took me to Star Wars in the drive-in theater, so I fell in love with it right away. In '79 or '80 when I saw it. Because I probably didn't see it right away when the movie came out. I would imagine. I don't know. I was a kid, but I saw it for the first time in the drive-in theater, and I just loved what I saw.
Yeah, I had no idea what they're doing with soaps. I don't watch soaps anymore. I really finally said, now this is like they just recycle the same storyline over and over the
Well, this is
years.
what we were telling my daughter was watching it with us because all three of us are home with COVID, and we go watch this, and so one character had come out, and they listed her last names, and then me and my wife are laughing, and my daughter goes, "Why is that so funny?" I go, "Because she's got the last name of every major family on the show." She I mean, it's hilarious, and then my wife was given some of the history of like Nikki Newman on Young and the Restless.
Oh God, yes,
She was a stripper.
I
Victor
know.
Newman, he was a bad guy who was only supposed to be on the show 2 weeks. The very first thing he did was put people in a dungeon. He was never supposed to be sticking around. He stuck around, and then that sent us down this whole rabbit hole of telling my daughter and on these different shows some of the different characters, like on Days of Our Lives, 1 o'clock. Patch, the original Patch.
Right?
He was, a bad guy, and it was supposed to be a very quick kind of on and off character, but everyone fell in love with him so much they kept him around, came up with storylines. They moved the Patch from Eye to Eye. They took the Patch away for a couple of years. They brought
Yeah.
the Patch back because they realized, well, whatever. I mean, the wash, rinse, repeat the storylines over and over and over.
Now they just change it from character to character and recycle. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like when they start doing crossovers, like from YNR to the Bold and Beautiful back to YNR.
Yeah.
Doing that story and Sheila. I think she's finally dead or she's still alive. They
I
keep
think
killing
so.
off and then she keeps coming back.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But,
that's one of the things with some of these characters is like not only the great and the actors are really great, but the fans just like because you know, when I was younger, it was always the letter writing. You'd write letters into the studios. Oh, we like this, we like that. So they would get mail bags full of letters from fans, and they very quickly figured out what people liked. I mean, now they've got the internet, so they figure out a little quicker. But
well, I went there to Cloverdale Mall because that's the mall I shop at, and Victor was coming out of it. And I went, what? Right? Like, he was better in real life than he did, you know, on the TV set. It was like, wow. But I remember him from the war one, which now slipped my mind. The
Hmm.
Rat Patrol. I remember him
Oh,
from Rat Patrol. You probably don't. But he used to play a bad German officer.
yeah, I don't
And
think
he
so.
used a different name. Once he, after he left that series, he did change his name. Like the same
Oh,
guy.
okay. Axel was asking, is this the same bill, different colors? I don't believe so. I
Hold
think
on, I think that's
they tweaked
Amazon.
the Mando, and she's off. Hopefully, she gets her delivery. The Epic Cards series, see, I didn't really like the first season, but I'm very hopeful the second season is good. Yeah, iPads, phones. When I was mall walking the other day in Yorkdale, it was pretty bad watching the parents shutting out their
Hey,
kids
but
by giving them
I'm gonna
phones.
go off for a few minutes. Amazon's coming up.
Okay,
Okay, I'll be right back.
okay. Oh, well, look at that. So this is the backpack. Now I gotta get this on right. Oh, that looks so nice. Oh, I said backpack. Why am I thinking it's backpack? This is not a brickhead. It's not a brickhead. No matter what I might think. Oh, I'm hoping this is the back, but I don't know. Yeah, it must be the back. Ah, now we're starting to do some of the sculpture techniques. And a brick. And that's going to go up. Nice. And I'm not trying to be judgy about people. I mean, my daughter's, going off to college next year. So, if my daughter was, crying 3-year-old, I'd probably give her my phone too. Well, actually, yeah, maybe not this one, you know, 13 Pro Max, blah, blah, blah. But maybe, you know, the older 7. I don't know. Being kind of a tech guy, I imagine I would put something. Let's see. Jumper plates. Another jumper there. Flip. 1x3. Hopefully I get this on right. And a brick. Okay, now I gotta see if I get this right. It's gonna stand out a little bit. Yeah, still not a fan of this black page book. And okay, I was trying to figure out what was wrong with this. You know, the God honest truth, I wanted to build. I didn't know what I wanted to build. And
Yeah.
I figured I'll just knock out the helmets. Because I figured most of the helmets could be done in one day.
Um,
Too much choice. My wife goes, stop complaining.
I always get something a little thrown in when I buy Amazon, Rick.
Oh, hang on a second. I want to see it.
I got.
Oh, the chicken rider. I keep picking him up and I keep putting him down.
Oh, I just want the girls to have some fun things to play with. So
Oh, that one's definitely fun. You pull him back. As long as they don't pull him back too far.
uh, one down and 3 more days of a delivery's coming.
Oh, nice.
Well, I don't like going to the malls unless I have to anymore. So gotta get it through Amazon.
I tell you, Amazon for me is very bad because I fire up the app and I look at it and I go, okay. I look at Amazon Canada, Amazon UK, Amazon US because I'm always chasing brick sets I can't get here.
Well, I don't mind. I do UK, and then on UK when I want to deliver something to, let's say, Martin or to my girlfriend in England. It's a lot easier,
Yeah,
right? Because I mean, let's face it, our mailing expenses are like I was buying her things and paying more for the shipping than what I paid for the stuff. So I had that way.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I've probably paid an extra 10 or 15 bucks all in for certain sets, but as opposed to not getting them at all or waiting later and trying to find it on eBay,
Yeah,
I don't mind paying for it. And it's like some of the imports especially those mega constructs cars, 3 out of 4 I had to import, and now 2 of them are pretty easy to get in Toys R Us. Yeah, 4. See, I got my first ones before the new year, so 2 months ago. So sometimes getting it early or actually getting it on time, Canada's getting it really late. If I want to get it relatively on time, because those were all things that I should have had in September last year.
yeah.
So it's a real struggle getting some of what I want in Canada. I don't know if we're going to get it all done, but I'm going to open up bag 3.
Okay.
I had hoped to get it all done, but I know I told my wife I'd like to eat at 6 because that's kind of when I have to eat. I eat at 6 every night, pretty much without fail. And then usually 10 o'clock in the morning is my second meal because I only do 2 meals. I can do it 9:30. Actually, I can do it at any time, the second meal, the early one. I could do either one actually at any time. But if I can keep them spaced out, it's just life is easier. It's easier
Yeah.
to plan when you know when you're going to eat.
Yeah, I was about to go live with drinking orange pop, so my sugars are 8.9 this morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so, but I figure I'm not going to be perfect every time.
Yeah. I'm excited for this apple cider vinegar stuff I'm going to be trying.
My girlfriend who tried it didn't really do anything. But
Yeah.
you gotta try it like anything. Sometimes it works better for people than other people.
See, I know the water with lemon juice has been amazing for me. If for no other reason, It's a really good natural appetite suppressant. And
Yeah.
I'm not drinking a lot, especially at home, because I'm not doing a lot of exercise or anything right now. But, you know, whenever I feel my throat is dry, I'll sip some water. I'll drink as much of it as I want. Really good natural. I mean, for some people, black coffee or tea, that'll do it too. But if I can do it without the extra caffeine, then I'm happy with that. Planet Fitness, I pick things up and put them down too. Yeah, my daughter, she wants well, we're going to send her to Columbus Center, which is a local gym for us, but she's looking for a female gym. So that's going to be our next project in the next couple weeks.
Well, which one is it? The fitness has women, like, there's one down the road at Lovelock, and it's just women. The, the fitness, Good Life, has
Oh yeah, Good
just
Life. Yep.
women, things. Now, do I take this out or do I put the whole thing in the freezer? I'll just figure that one out. Yeah, this one's still.
In my case, Panda, I'll probably never get back into the gym to pick things up and put things down. Between the nerve damage and atrophy on my left side, although I gotta admit, I was banging out the 20 pounders just to get some blood flowing. I'd rather just do anything but that. Get
Not
out,
bad.
walk. I love going out for a walk or going for a ride or whatever. That's why I'm waiting. I'm so looking forward to bike season. Get back on my bike. Is that my family? Hello. Where's the other one? You both left me? Yes, dear.
I don't know if you put microwave.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm trying to figure out whether I freeze the whole thing or I take the pack out to freeze it,
Hmm.
right?
This is so weird. I think I'm building a. I keep thinking I'm building a brickhead. I'm looking at these parts and going, "Oh, I'm building an arm." No, because it just looks like a giant brickhead at this point. Orange, green, orange.
Okay. Good thing I read the instructions. I say take it out of the
Okay.
sleeve. Yeah. It's cold, but it's been in the truck all morning. It's the things you have to buy when you get older.
Yeah.
So, have you seen The King's Man yet? The new one?
Say that again. Have I seen what?
The King's Man.
I don't think I've seen the movie yet.
The first two were great. The third one was, as far as I'm concerned, a dud.
I should watch it though. Everyone tells me I should watch it.
It's on Prime.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I got Prime. I'm watching Reacher on Prime right now.
Now, what's
Big
that
big
about?
muscle guy, and it's kind of interesting. Kind of a murder mystery thing going on right now on it. I like the guy because he was in the Teen Titans. Teen Titans or Teen Titans? Teen Titans? A TV show that they had on there. and they sort of killed him off of that show in the current season, and then they gave him this Reacher show.
So, okay, check it out. I like
I
my
don't watch a
favorite.
lot on Prime, but what little I do watch, I like.
I like my English mystery shows. I
Oh,
don't
so does
know.
my
There's
mom.
a different flavor to it,
Hmm.
and like I love Father Brown. I just think he's great.
I know my mom pays for something extra on Prime so she can watch all these English programs.
Yeah, it's called Brit Box.
BritBox, that's it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I haven't quite got. They got season one of Doctor Who.
Really?
Yeah, so I watch Father Brown. I watch Grandchester. I love BBS is my favorite channel because they had all the English shows on it. So, but everything came to an end last week, so I don't know what I'm watching on Sunday.
Oh, we're watching, let's see, on Netflix, we're watching Snowpiercer. So we're about one episode behind on that. And I don't know if there's any other shows that we're watching right now. My wife was watching the show with this lady who fell through in Scotland or Ireland. She fell through some sort of
Oh,
time hole.
Outlander.
Outlander. So we watched the first
You,
season,
yeah.
and I don't know if she's watching any more of it, but I go, oh, where's this lady getting raped now? Because it seems like every other episode she's having a bad experience with a guy.
Well, you can tell your wife when I was in Scotland, I saw it. I saw the stone.
Oh, you saw the
See?
stones.
I saw the stone. I went where they had the big battle, the Scottish, and you have to stay on a path because
Really?
it's all grapes, right, from that big battle way back when. So you are not allowed to walk on the grass because someone's probably buried there.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, I went in Harry Potter's train. And went over the viaduct.
Wow.
It was okay until we went through the tunnels. All the steam came in. I had an asthma attack every time we went through
Oh,
the tunnels because there was smoke
that's
coming
not
in.
good.
No. I went on the Loch Ness. I was in a castle and had a panic attack because I was too high up and they didn't have railings to go back down. It was
Oh,
just stairs and you're way up. I didn't see Loch Ness, but I did go on the Loch Ness on the boat ride, so that was fun.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's a
I think
shame that my wife and the Girl Scouts didn't get over there, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen to get out there because the original plan was London for 10 days and the exit would be through Scotland. So at some point they would end up in Scotland, but that was all pre-COVID. That trip is dead.
well, my girlfriend and I were going to do Amsterdam, England, and Scotland. I think we're sticking to England and Scotland. I don't think going to Europe would be a great idea right now. So yeah, but I want to go back to Edinburgh. I love Edinburgh and all the historic.
So you recommend that trip?
Oh yeah, I mean, I went on my own, Rick. Nobody else went with me, and I went to England, Scotland, and Ireland all on my own.
Wow.
So I stayed with my friend
See, I know my
in.
wife could do that. I don't know if I could do that. Like, I don't mind driving, but I don't know if I can travel like that by myself.
Well, it was. I've never done Airbnb before, and I was freaking out. But I tried it in Ireland, and I had a pretty good time. But it was still like scary doing that one. Um, But I've had a few little incidents, but it was good. It was flying the smaller planes because I did Ryanair. But everyone won't get me off this plane.
Yeah, I don't like being on planes. I don't like it. I'd be very
Well,
happy to not go on a plane.
well, it's my first time like going on a big trip. Didn't we have a windstorm that day? And Toronto airport shut down. So I'm on the tarmac, Rick, going up and down, and I'm in the plane, and it's just going like that for 3 hours.
Oh, no.
So by the time we took off, I missed my flight from Amsterdam to London.
See, that
So I had
stresses
to
me
wait.
out. The idea of missing flights, that
It,
would.
yeah, so I had to wait another hour and a half, and of course I couldn't get hold of my girlfriend who was waiting for me in Manchester, and she's wondering what's happened to me. It's just one of those days.
See,
So,
that's the kind of stress that bothers me. Like, I don't mind being in the car because I control everything in the car, but yeah, airports, missing flights, that would just give me so much anxiety.
well, I was having trouble walking, so I was walking with a cane back then. So my son, who helped me book everything, we got so that I went through the lines, right,
Right?
with my cane. But yeah, and then when I came back home, I had to go through Boston. Nobody told me I had to reclaim my luggage. So I got to Toronto. My luggage was still in Boston,
Oh,
right? Like,
oh my
and
God.
yet when I got to Toronto, they were making all these announcements about, hey, if you want to party in Paris, you better come claim your suitcases again.
My God.
But they hadn't done it in Boston, so I didn't know.
That's scary.
Yeah, so I learned a few tricks. So I'm anxious to go again next year, but I still don't want to go this year. Just too scary still.
Yeah.
And my
Everyone,
kids,
everyone we know, they're getting sick and they're going on travels and they're coming back sick. And like even my wife's got a work friend who's going to have to travel to the States because of major illness in the family. And even if you're not worried about getting sick, they're just worried about the trip coming back across the border.
yeah, like Jazz is due back, I think next week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the
I
week
saw a
after.
little bit of his video. He was showing some great view from the house.
Did you see the travel one? I got seasick on it.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I got seasick. I literally felt like I was seasick because he was going up through all these, on the bike, and it was turning and
Oh,
turning and turning.
yeah, you told me that. It's very clear. It was
Oh,
probably had a GoPro with him.
yeah.
Camera. Yeah. Which is fun to play with, but yeah, I can definitely.
Well, I think it was 18 minutes long, so I was going, whoa, whoa.
Well, that's a long video for him.
Yeah. I was enjoying it because I was looking like at all the architect and the different buildings and all that. So,
Hmm.
and then I saw McDonald's and the Burger King and I go, yep. Well, that's what I did. But I think by the time I got to Ireland, I was getting homesick. And there was a McDonald's around the corner, and I made sure I ate there.
Oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Yep. I'm not paying attention.
Uh oh.
That's okay. I caught it early enough.
Yeah. We'll check out the colors. I'll just put it down. Oh, this is a good color. Again, looks like a different purple. Look,
Oh, nice.
right? It's
Yeah.
not. It's not super bright, but it's not super dark.
Yeah.
And even it's a new
I don't
yellow.
like when the colors are super bright because then they hurt my eyes.
Well, even the yellow is it's like a lemony yellow.
Yeah.
So this should be good, but my hand is in no condition to build today. Stickers, of course, stickers.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. Yeah, there's no stickers here, right? Actually, most of these sets, I think, are no stickers. Good. Yeah, I'm so done with stickers. Don't want them.
I can never get them on straight, but the kids don't know that.
I usually can, but I don't like the stress of it.
I can't tell. Is that supposed to be a donkey?
Here we go. Let's see. The head definitely looks like it's a donkey. I think
It
that's a
looks
donkey.
like it's got a little
Oh, you know what? And it's
what?
beside a rabbit, so maybe it's a deer.
A purple. Okay.
Well, I mean, the color scheme's all
Yeah,
wonky anyway.
that one I think is gonna be is the one I'm gonna build. And then there's a squirrel.
See, with
And
those
there's
3-in-1s, yeah, I
not.
like that a lot. I like to build my least favorite of the 3 builds first, and then end with my favorite build, the one I
Okay.
want to leave it as. It's a little bit more work, but it's the way I like to do it.
I love this. Rebuild the world.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah, 'cause it doesn't say what it was. It's like when the girls draw something, Nana has to say, "What is this?" Right?
I don't know if I like their rebuild the world. I mean, they're trying to get us to give them our used stuff, aren't they? So that they
Uh,
could donate and do whatever with it.
yeah, that's not happening with me.
Yeah, I don't know any Lego person who's going to donate any Lego.
No,
Not to them.
not the prices they've been charging. No.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now I see. Oh no. The one thing I really hate about the stickers is
Mm-hmm.
putting it on a round object.
Yeah, that's not fun.
God, that's really difficult to do, right?
Yep.
So it may not go on, but see the book, that's where the sticker's supposed to go. Couldn't they have printed on that?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I think they could have. 4
well.
and 3. 4. Oh, it's a dark one. I need to pay attention to the colors here. I'm screwing up.
And this is what you call a bug eye? I've
Wow.
never seen the eyes that big before.
I like that.
And they all three of them use the eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so it'll be an interesting build, but not today. My hand, if I do this, my hand won't work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel just a little bit of cramp in that one hand. So
All,
yeah,
all the books are flat. Half the time I get the books and they're all crunched up nowadays.
yeah. My book was a little folded and rounded, but it's okay. I knew I was going to be creasing it and folding it anyway. If I would ever sell a used set to someone, they're not going to like my books. I got a real habit of folding them,
Oh, okay.
but I know I'm not going to. So I've only listed like one of my sets used, and that was a Ninjago set because I really don't like the Ninjago theme much. There's not many sets in that theme. That dragon I built a month or two ago,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not like I listed it cheap either. I didn't, but I really had no love of it because it looks like to me it looks like garbage compared to the other dragon. I mean, all the dragons are going to look like garbage to that compared to the other one I built. It's neat because I have it so high up over the TV. When the fan hits it, the wings look like they're flying. They flutter in the wind. It's just so big because it's 39 inches or something. Like the wingspan is just crazy.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about packing up. It just driving me crazy just thinking about it. I
Yeah,
think it was just,
I can't imagine moving built sets.
or I'll just, you know, take it down. But yeah, I think my days, if I said really fall in love with it, I think my Lego days are coming to an end. Especially since I'll be moving and the rent will be higher, or the mortgage will be higher than what I'm used to. So,
Right. Well,
yeah.
you could, one of my buddies, what he does is he buys a set, builds it, and sells it within a week of building it. And he usually gets, so much of the money back that it's almost like he doesn't lose much at all
Yeah.
because people, they figure, oh, it's a brand new set and you've just built it. You didn't have time to even lose pieces yet. So that's the way they look at it. And he's done okay doing that.
I bought a set and I think by the time I finished it, I was screaming at the seller, won't mention names, but there was 51 pieces missing. So
Oh,
I will never be able to complete that set because most of the 51 pieces were unique. And it
right.
became another, you know, 12, $20 worth of parts, if not more.
Okay.
So,
I've thought about selling a few sets, but I don't know.
but if you sell any friends, you know who to sell them to. The Star Wars and all that, nothing.
Yeah.
I said this, I said this, I'm saying it wrong.
I never sell sets, but I do have a major backlog of sets never taken out of the box. Yeah, if you see it behind me, then that's it. Everything behind me is backlog. I
Well, I
have
know.
put built sets back there, but that's when I had a little bit more space.
It's amazing how much space these things take up.
Oh, yes. Yep. That's where I had to get super creative with this space here. 71 by 71 inches just for my desk and the shelves behind me.
Yeah. Well, it took me 3 days to put my sets back together.
Oh,
I still got extras.
you have so much patience. See, I couldn't do that.
She
One
has,
set that broke on me, the little robot, which wasn't Lego, it was a different building block. It was horrible. My buddy bought it for me, knowing I would like it, because I was looking to buy it anyway. And I built it, and it was miserable. I had a hard time building it on stream. I had to cheat to get it built, and I had it behind me for a month or two, and it was safe. And when I moved it from the shelves behind me to my display cabinets, it dropped. I put it in a Ziploc and I put it away. I don't even know where it is right now, just because I could not be bothered to rebuild it. I was so blah about the original build; it wasn't worth building it again.
Just putting the sets together is not bad. Like I said, I've got like little pieces, like the goblets or something like that. So I'm not really that upset. But if she takes the minifigures and say, no, this one should have dark hair, this one should have pink, and she takes all the minifigures and mixes them up, and then I'm taking days to try to figure out which one's which.
That's where taking a lot of photos will help you. Every time you build
I
something,
I,
take a
I
lot of
might
photos
I
and the
might do that.
figures, and then you can always go back and fix it.
But I mean, Brooke, she has so much fun and so many giggles. It is worth it.
Oh yeah.
And she makes a whole story up about them and what they're doing and that. But she has one complaint. She thinks the houses should be deeper. So I'm going to try to mock, if I can find the pieces, and make the French houses I have bigger.
Oh wow,
Right? 'Cause she
that's
said,
cool.
well, how come, I saw Ellie B, which she probably wouldn't be watching, but she added a room on so that the parents had a room. They built this thing, put the parents in as minifigures, but there's no room for them,
Right.
kind of thing. So, but she wanted more depth. So I'm going to see what I can do. I may wait till I move when she comes up, but even at 6, they know the difference. Oh. But she's going to be in a lot of pain next weekend. All that
Yeah, that
dental.
recovery time is. I mean, the first few hours will be okay, but once that stuff starts wearing off, oh,
Oh, yeah.
because you said they're going to sedate her, they're going to put her right out, which makes sense. It's just
Yeah.
too
Because
much trauma.
they said it will take them 2 hours or more. Like the estimate had her this long, and then they had more in case they had sedate her even longer.
Hi, Aaron. How you doing?
And oh,
Well,
yeah,
a lot of ice cream in her future.
she's
Ice cream and
oh,
Jello.
yeah, and because of the autism, it's really hard to get her to eat stuff like that if it's not the right texture,
Oh,
right? Like every time I ask her what you want to have for dinner, peanut butter and jelly.
well, I
I
gotta
know,
admit,
no, you
I
gotta
would
eat some
probably eat
more.
that given a choice too.
Yeah,
Uh
but
oh.
if it's not the right texture, she'll spit it right back out and
Oh
call it
wow.
yucky.
How? Oh, this is so weird. Wow, that's neat. You just
So
build
that
this whole section and then just kind of drop it in.
to give it that 3D effect.
I hope it stays in.
So do
Oh,
you keep all the books, Rick?
say that again?
Do you keep the books, the instruction books? Do you keep them?
Oh yeah. And usually they're very close to me. I've got just file drawers full of them because I don't like to work from online instructions.
No. I've got mine so far in, the milk cartons, those big plastic boxes.
Okay.
It's overflowing, and I can hardly lift it. It's so
Oh,
heavy with the books.
okay.
So
This really feels like, boy, that's just going to sit there loose. I feel like that's something I could improve.
I don't keep boxes. I throw them out and recycle because it was just taking up too much space keeping the
Yeah.
boxes.
Oh, yep, that's in there. You know what? I think I'm going to take a break.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go get something to eat.
Yep. I don't know if I'll start this again after dinner or if I'll just in 3 hours have my other stream. But thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. It's kind of fun this way, right?
Yeah.
Just,
Yep. Oh no, I
yeah.
like it. That's why I put the link out there. Thanks for joining me.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye bye.